JJ McCarthy spoke at the same time as Jaden Daniels. I went to Jaden Daniels. You were at JJ McCarthy, DK.
Mm-hmm.
McCarthy's quarterback at Michigan. He is your number 4 quarterback on your board. He's number 27 overall for you.
Yeah.
What was your vibes takeaway from JJ McCarthy?
He's another very confident guy. Obviously, I think you can tell he's been in a lot of pressers. He's obviously plays for the national champion team. He's been in a lot of big moments, big games. It was very clear. I thought he was so polished. It was almost like
fake.
Yeah, it was like borderline Russell Wilson-esque in the way that he talked to the.
Did you even see his tongue one
Red
time?
flag. Red flag.
His tongue didn't even come out of his mouth.
But my impression was yes, he very confident, like gregarious, outgoing. But he said the exact same thing to every question.
Wait, like Marco Rubio?
It was
with
just
the
Chris
Christie debate. He kept repeating the answer.
Yeah, and by the way, part of it was the reporter's fault because again, there was just a lot of questions like, oh, if you could play for this team, how would that make you feel? And it's like, okay, well, he's just gonna be like, oh yeah, it'd be exciting to play for that team. Great players, great coaches. It was just basically very boilerplate platitudes, very generic, no insight really into the answers. I felt like, but. I'm not going to dock him for it, but it was very Russell Wilson.
But what do you mean? Are you saying that he actually was asked, he said, did he actually repeat the same words? He's like, did you interview with the Colts? And he just said, what?
I mean, I don't know. The basic gist for a lot of the answers were almost exactly the same, basically.
Because their agents are prepping them for
very
this stuff.
coached up, very polished.
Yeah. His hair interests me greatly.
He has
JJ McCarthy's hair?
He has
a very
he was
big
throwing in
tuft
the
of hair
lobby,
on the
too.
very front of his
It's
head.
it's not a widow's peak.
I'm not going to talk about hairlines.
Yeah.
You guys can talk about hairlines.
It's not a widow's peak.
it's
It's just
glass house,
it's just like a crest. He looks like a male bird. He's
What
do they call that?
He has a plume.
Wait,
Yeah,
a plume. Wait, a crest.
Yes.
Oh,
this
a
is
cresting wave? Yeah.
right. There's more of a plume here than there
where
is
does
in
the
the
hair
typical
start?
thing. Is it falling forward or is it
Where is it
generating
growing
from
out of
here?
his head?
Have you ever
Is
seen
what I
people
wanna
who tried to diagram Donald Trump's hair?
where
the hair is
angles
here, but where
of
does
the
it
hair.
start?
Right.
Yeah.
That's how I
that's
felt too.
good.
Anyway, yeah, JJ was throwing in the hotel, and there was a clip of it. It was like, look at JJ throwing in the hotel, which is something that has been done by every other quarterback that's ever been here ever.
Yeah.
Has been documented at other times, and Michael Penix literally did 4 hours later. But when JJ's doing it, man, look at JJ
boy.
ripping that throw in the hallway, getting warm, getting loose.
Well, because he was throwing it over a drop in an angle, and if he screwed it up, it would have gone down the floor. And I think that made me think I want quarterbacks throwing in more weird places.
Yeah.
Like
trick shots.
It's only fields. And I'm like, yeah, we should just put him in weird spots.
For a second, I thought you meant Justin, and I was like, where is he throwing it? And then I realized Fields is
He also said the only stat I care about is winning, which, sick, you win the championship, you can say that. Also, JJ McCarthy, so he's the only one of the top 4 quarterbacks throwing. So Caleb Williams is going to throw because he's don't need you guys. Drake May's not going to throw because, sure, I guess he doesn't want to throw. And then Jaden Daniels, they're all going to throw at their pro days in their own, more, making teams
more
come to
prep,
them.
Yeah,
more prep.
they have their receivers, whatever.
Prep for all this stuff. And then
Yeah.
And then JJ McCarthy, though, who is probably the 4th guy who might be a top 5 quarterback pick, he is going to throw. So the next one is going to be a JJ McCarthy show. So the next episode we do, we'll see him throw. And then I'm curious, if you guys are before we see him, are you guys McCarthyites? Are you, the McCarthyism?
I mean, I think I'm in the middle on the spectrum of people who either love or hate him. I'm just I think he has traits and talent and the skill set to be a starter in the NFL. I don't know if I buy the top 10 talk necessarily in terms of the ideal value for him. I think he probably end up going in the top 10, but yeah, I'm kind of in the middle. I think that I'm actually a believer in some of the intangible stuff that he brings to the table, how good he was in clutch situations and things like that. But I'm not. I don't absolutely love him. He's my quarterback 4. So
I would not like to draft JJ McCarthy where McCarthy's going to go. I would love to get a JJ McCarthy.
Where do you think that is? As you
yeah, I think he's going to go top 10, top 15. I would love to take him at pick 58. Right, and
58.
Yeah, you just take him.
That number. 58.
Yeah.
So
at first, I was thinking 57. I was like, it's too rich.
Yo, who is the 50,
roll that back,
50?
Ben? Be
Wait.
reasonable. He's
Yeah.
58 at best. Yeah. He's a developmental player. He's a young player. He's got some tools, and so you want to bring him along.
The 58th pick was Luke Schoonmaker to the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, but
also at Michigan, actually.
But 57 was John Michael Schmitz, and 58 was Osiris Jones. 56 was Tyreek Stevenson. Those are good players.
You'd rather have I'm a Giants fan. John Michael Schmitz, center from Minnesota, solid rookie season. You'd rather have him than JJ McCarthy?
No, so maybe 57 then. Maybe
Okay,
57.
yeah. All right,
Let's go back to 57.
Yeah. It's good. This is what they're doing in draft rooms right now. By the way, this is how
Right. This
the
is how they
board
make the
gets
board.
built.
Yeah.
They just look at last year's draft and they go John Michael Schmitz or JJ McCarthy. Yeah, so that's the thing. It's a value thing. It's a quarterback inflation thing. I just think he's a year away from being a year away. And even if he comes into his ceiling and he rounds into form, I'm not sure it's like, real above average starter. I think he's a Brock Purdy sort of player, sort of arc. And that can work for like a team like the Falcons or a team like the Vikings, who I really think, given the way the Vikings have talked about the quarterback position, the way the McCarthy talked about the Vikings, I do think that's a pairing that you're going to see become really popular over the next couple of months. So you can work for them. I just don't think it's like a high-end starter.